Hey y'all, hey, it's Tracy. I'm back for another just another sit down chat for a few minutes. I am so thankful to have time to share some random thoughts with you on my channel, Tracy Goes with the Flow. And I wanted to thank you again for stopping by to check on me and to see what I'm up to. So the last time we talked, I was sharing my some things about my journey and who I am and what my channel is going to be about. And so today I just wanted to talk to you about um, some other things that are on my mind and why I do what I do and what it is that I do. So in this chapter of my life in new beginnings and starting over and just reclaiming my life, I want to say that I am super thankful to have the opportunity to do some things that I love that I put off for quite a while. So, I did speak to my background being an educator for over 25 years, and I spoke about some of my health challenges. And so, in this phase of my life, I'm going to share with you what I'm doing now. So, in years previous, when I was working as an educator, I was subject to the schedule like anybody with a 9 to 5. I had to work my life and responsibilities around my main responsibility, which was being a teacher. Um, if I had to go in early, which a lot of times I did, I worked 12 to 14 hours a day, a lot of days. That was going into school a couple of hours early to do things before my students arrived, staying late to wrap things up after my students left, and then going home and still, eating a little dinner and then getting right back to work to try and get things together for the next day, finish up things for the rest of the week, doing, grading papers, tweaking lesson plans, doing reports. A lot of people don't realize the amount of paperwork that teachers are required to do in addition to actually being prepared to teach a curriculum. And so that requires a lot of time. But nowadays, a lot of teachers, depending on what district or state you're in, you don't have time built into your workday to do those things. So you either go in early, work through lunch, stay late, and do work at home. I did all four. I went in early, I worked through my lunch, I stayed late, and I brought work home and stayed up late to do it and repeated that cycle daily. And so people thought, well, you get the holidays off, you get the extended break off for the holidays. What you didn't, people don't realize is that usually that's recovery time. And even though that's recovery time, a lot of us still use quite a bit of those times we would be off for the holidays to actually do work to prepare to come back to our students after the holidays. During the summer, a lot of us participated in additional training to be ready for the upcoming school year, planning and meeting with administrative staff to put things in place. If we had budget cuts, we had to tweak some things. And so a lot of that was stuff that we did over the summer, in addition to working a part-time job to supplement our income because we were missing that income over the summer. So there are a lot of things people didn't realize about what teachers do or had to do. And so when I talk about my health journey, a lot of times my health took the back seat to what I had to do for my teaching career. Um, and unfortunately, my family did too. So when I talk about what I'm doing in this chapter of my life now, I get excited because I have more flexibility, I have more control, and I am able to put my health first. So I I made a decision. Ooh, it was after a long year of a rough year and deciding that I wanted to do something special for my birthday. I went on a trip for my birthday and I became sick. I became ill during that trip. That trip really highlighted for me the need to lose weight. I have been overweight my entire life. I had been fortunate enough to be able to manage still doing some things and still living some life, but there was always the issue of my weight. And because of that, there were things that I shied away from doing because of um, embarrassment, the inconvenience, mm, and just sometimes because physically I could not do it. So, this stage of my life, traveling for me is important. So, am I traveling all of the time? No, but I am traveling more. I'm in the travel business, and being in the travel business is giving me an opportunity to see travel from a new perspective and to travel as a consumer and as an insider. And I love that. So, this chapter of my life, I am spending more time traveling and I'm able to enjoy it more because I'm healthier. So, you might ask yourself, well, what did you do to lose the weight? Well, I had medical intervention, and that's what I used to help me lose the weight. Um, as I stated before, I've been overweight my entire life, and weight has always been a struggle. I would have the yo-yo of lose so many pounds, lose so much weight, then gain that weight back, and then some. So a lot of people would say, well, all you need to do is stop eating this, this, and this, and exercise. Well, for some of us who have weight issues, it's not that simple. And for me, it wasn't that simple. I was very active as a young person. I was an athlete. I played basketball, volleyball. Um, I lived in the city where, public transportation was available, but a lot of times as a young person, I walked everywhere I went, but I was still overweight. Because I started having issues with my weight as a very young child, um, I've always been mindful of my diet. My family's always been mindful of my diet and what I ate. And so it wasn't the fact that I was inactive or 100% eating the wrong thing all the time. So I say that to say this is um, if you're someone who's watching my video and you have someone in your life who has a weight issue, don't just assume that it's their fault. Look at them and wonder if they have some medical issues. I had some medical issues that prevented me from being able to lose the weight and keep it off. I had PCOS, insulin resistance, and those things created a cycle for me in the weight struggle. And because of those things, I developed type 2 diabetes. I developed high blood pressure, and it made it difficult for me to lose weight and keep it off. Now, everyone with PCOS doesn't have a weight struggle. They may have some other hormonal imbalances that make prevent other challenges for them. But for me, it showed up in the form of um, not being able to lose the weight and keep it off, developing hypertension and the diabetes, and putting me at risk for other health issues. And so for me, when I was able to make up my mind that I was going to need the medical assistance to lose the weight, it was it was a no-brainer. I made that decision. I don't regret that decision. I don't apologize for that decision. Um, Even though I had the medical intervention, it still required me to use all of the self-discipline that I had been using my entire life that other people accuse overweight people of not using. So and it wasn't easy. It's still a challenge. It's still something that I work at every day. But for those of us with weight issues and weight challenges, the most obvious thing for people to notice is the weight. Um, You can look at someone with an alcohol or drug problem, and you may not immediately recognize that they have that because it doesn't always show up physically. Sometimes it does, depending on what stage they're in, but not always immediately. But for someone who's overweight, you look at them right away and you're like, wow, they have a weight issue. And you're looking at them sometimes with a critical eye. Because of my background and my challenges, when I look at someone with a weight issue, my heart goes out to them because I know the things that they probably have endured and experienced. I did liquid diets where I was just doing nothing but living off of liquids to get my nutrition. I lost 20 or 30 pounds, but that was not a sustainable lifestyle. Once I stopped relying on the liquid and started intaking food again, and not the unhealthy food, just food in general, I gained all of that weight back that I'd lost through the liquid diet, plus another 20 or 30 pounds. Um, so it was not, it's not been an easy road. It's not been an easy journey. It's been a lifetime of trying different things, trying different weight loss programs. Um, I won't mention them in here because I don't want to call anyone out by name, but trying multiples of them. If you can think of them, I've tried them. And and it wasn't until I had the medical intervention with the bariatric surgery, I had gastric bypass, and then using Manjaro to help me lose additional pounds. So um, at this stage of my life, I'm healthier than I've ever been. I'm at the lowest weight that I've ever been. I'm able to do things that I was not able to do previously, not since I was a kid or a teenager, and some things that I wasn't even able to do then. I'm able to travel more. I'm able to enjoy my travel more because now I can go on tours and walking excursions and those physical things that you would do on a vacation that for me was always a challenge because of the extra weight and having to carry that around with me. I'm able to ride on an airplane and not needing a seatbelt extension and not have to feel guilty for asking for one. Not that I should have felt guilty before, but um, just like some people are not created equal in terms of how they treat other people, sometimes, whether they meant to or not, sometimes, when you would ask for certain things because you need them because of my size, sometimes I get a look, sometimes I didn't. For those of you who are in the travel industry, travel spaces, whether you're flight attendants, um, people in the service industry that do encounter people with weight challenges, and you're able to make them feel seen and respected. I give you a shout out because everyone um, didn't have that capacity to do that. So now I'm seeing life on a different side from a different lens. So I am just thankful and excited. So I just wanted to pop on here for a little while to share um, that with you, random thoughts, as like I said, it's going with the flow, and I am whatever is going on with me at the time, and I have time to pop on and make a video and have a little chat or a little conversation. That's what the topic's going to be. So today was giving you a little more background about my weight loss journey. So I want to thank you again for stopping by, and maybe the next video will be more about travel. So I can tell you some of the things that I did on a few trips that I took not too long ago. So, all right, well, peace. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I don't know what time you're going to be seeing this, so where you're going to be seeing it at, but I want to thank you again for stopping by my channel, and I want to wish you peace and blessings.